Hello?
Check. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what it was. It's some streaming issues. The streaming platform's going slow today.
I literally got out of my car and ran over here to the storage unit.
I'm glad you did. So we could...
You hear me? I'm out of breath. Percio, I'm out of breath.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sinister Sinema.
Guess what day it is?
Day 30.
Motherfucking 30.
That sounded like a Christina Aguilera song. Gonna get 30. That song.
I don't even know.
Percio said you have a nice t-shirt essay.
Oh, thanks. This shirt's probably 20 years old.
That's crazy. That's pretty nuts.
They don't make movies like this anymore, fellas. What are we talking about today?
30 Days of Night. 30 Days of Night. Let's see if this works. I don't know why OBS is going so slow today. Hey, it worked. Things are not responding quickly today for some reason.
Oh, it's N-I-G-H. I thought it was N-I-T-E, like night. You know, like when somebody texts you night.
Yeah, what about it?
I didn't know it was N-I-G-H-T.
Oh.
I thought it was 30 Days a Night.
I think that's just people being so lazy that they can't even put a G in there. Good night. Like when they say G-N-I-T-E.
So, you know, this movie was supposedly was supposed to be a comic book.
It was a comic book.
No, it was supposed to be a comic book. Hold on. I'm not finished.
Okay.
They didn't like it. They didn't like it so much that they even turned down the comic book. So he shelved it. He was just like, fuck it. So later on, he brought out the script again. And they were like, Sam Raimi got wind of it and was like, oh shit, I want to direct it. And while they were doing that, he made it into a comic book, which I have. I have most of the issues.
That's cool. Yeah, but he didn't direct it. But he did produce it.
Yeah, he passed it on.
Yeah, it's...
To the director that did actually Left Behind 1, 2, and 3.
No. The guy did do a lot of music videos, though. Before.
Yeah, Apex Twins and...
Yeah, Muse, AFI.
I love Muse.
He did a Tori Amos video. He did a Tori Amos video.
Is that the one where she's singing about sad puppies?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. But, yeah, man, I love this movie. Are you a fan?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Yeah,
I didn't see it for so long, and my ex was finally like, you haven't seen 30 Days a Night and you're a horror fan? And I was like, I just don't care for vampire movies. And I saw it and I was like, fuck. What have I been missing out on?
And it's really good. I like that they don't, you know, they're hard to kill. Sunlight.
Isn't that a movie?
Yeah.
With Jean-Claude or...
with one of those people.
Jean-Claude or that other guy with that fake hair.
Actually, I think one of these guys might have been in Hard to Kill. The premise of it is really good because there's you know, they're hard to kill, they drink blood, and you know, the things that do kill them are sun and getting their heads cut off.
And it's crazy because, excuse me, in this movie, when they get burnt by UV light or, what is it, UV, right?
Yeah.
UV light or sunlight, they don't come back from that. Like, they stay burnt.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie that happens, and you're like, oh, shit, they didn't regenerate.
No.
Sun fucks them up.
Yeah. And so they get rid of the, you know, the two fangs. That's not part of it. They don't, you know, it's not stake to the heart or you know, they can come into your house. It doesn't matter. They don't need permission to walk into your house. You know, like they change it up and make them just basically like hunting wolves or something. You know, they're just like pack hunters that have like that definitely have like an alpha and follow his orders. And it's pretty cool. Like, I think that's a great...
I really like the beginning of this movie. It just starts off as a stranger, Ben Foster. He was in Punisher, and he's that guy. Hey, it's that guy. I'm trying to think what else his biggest role was, but he's been in so much stuff.
Recently, I just remember him from Punisher.
Yeah, he was pretty good in Punisher. Yeah, they just show him on the shore looking at this fucking crazy old rusted derelict fucking boat.
Yeah.
Huge boat just coming in, right? Is it coming in or is it just
it's like no, I think it's like whenever it first starts it looks like it's like stuck in ice maybe, but then I think it shows it like you can tell it's like slowly moving towards the shore.
Which means they probably killed everybody on board.
Yeah, and the stranger is who I would say he's like their familiar, you know, he's like their human familiar, I guess.
He's supposedly supposed to be Reinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Reinfeld of it, which is
he's like the familiar, yeah. So
which is, you know, that movie's coming out, right? Called Reinfeld?
No.
Dude, you know who's playing Dracula, right?
No.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Dude, it finished filming finally, so hopefully it comes out.
Cool. So yeah, he's there, and it just opens with him kind of standing there in the ship, this old derelict-looking ship coming in.
And I don't know why I thought when I saw this movie, I was like, "Oh shit, they're from Russia." I don't know why I thought the ship looked Russian. I don't know what the fucking difference is, but because the way they talk. But I just found out that they have their own language that was made up for the movie.
Yeah, the lady who made it up. With them, I actually saw some behind the scenes of them of Danny Hudson Houston trying to like learn his lines, and she's like, you know, going over him with him, and she's like, oh yeah, that word actually comes, you know, some of it's like tribal, like Amazonian tribal language where she pulled some of it from, and but none of the, you know, all the words are all made up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I like that they did that. I also just liked Weta Studios and Weta Interactive, whatever they were called then at that time. Weta did all the makeup for it, and dude, most of this stuff is practical effects, and that's
great. It is gory as shit. Yeah. This movie is so gory.
You know, the heads and stuff, how at one point he says like cut their, you know, take off their heads. We don't want any of them to turn. He doesn't want to create new vampires.
Yeah,
they're just there to feed for 30 days. And so,
but it kind of backfires because everybody almost leaves, and there's only a few people that stay.
Yeah, there's like 150 people that stay in the town according to the sign. At the beginning, he switches the sign up, and they switch the sign, and I think it's like 147 people or something. And weird, you know, there's a lot of, it takes place over a 30-day period, but it's only a 2-hour movie, so there's a lot of time jumps and skips where you're just like, what the hell they've been doing the last 10 days?
That's one thing I didn't like about that.
Yeah.
Like it just jumps, and it seems like it's only been hours.
Yeah, I think the first time that it jumps, it goes to day 18. And it says like day 18, and they're hiding out and everything, and then the next time it's like that it shows it's like day 28. So it's like there's nothing happening, and the vampires are just kind of roaming around because they know there's some people left. They just don't know what they are, and they've kind of already looked through the houses, but everybody's hiding pretty good. And but I mean, they slaughter like, you know, the majority of the people in the first few days. Which I would think you maybe gather them up, stick them in jail, slowly, you know, have some dinners, some family dinners.
It starts out, Stella, she's a firefighter, right? She's a local fire.
She's an Alaskan, she works for the state of Alaska doing fire inspections. And so
she's leaving. She's trying to get to the airport.
She's trying to get out, yeah.
And you find out that she's actually divorcing the sheriff, Josh Hartnett's character, Eben.
Yeah.
And on the way there, she gets hit by
a
trencher. And she's like, damn it. And she calls Eben for help. And he's like, I'm busy. I can't do it. Like, he's real just short with her. So he sends his deputy and starts taking her, but the plane's already left. So
yeah, that guy is like their good family friend, him and his wife. And that's where, so he goes to pick her up and take her to the airport, but he's like, I couldn't remember where he said you were, because he's trying to get them back together, so he's like trying to make her stay, and so he intentionally makes her miss her flight. So that was, you know, that kind of sucks for her because she got stuck there. But
so he gets a call saying you see all the local dogs, the dogs for the town. I guess what would they be?
They had there was a kennel that had sled dogs.
Yeah, that's what it was. You just see somebody with a knife, and you just see somebody kills all the dogs.
Yeah, and there was
a call. The sheriff goes out there.
And before that, they had the sheriff and Billy, the deputy.
Did they find all the phones first?
They found all the phones.
I thought that was after.
And somebody had stolen all of which wasn't a lot, but there were like some satellite phones in the town, and they found them all burnt, and they were like, "Who would have done this?" And you know.
Then he starts realizing somebody wants us
stuck here.
Stuck here.
Yeah, and it's it takes place in Barrow, Alaska, which is a real place. It's the most northern city in the United States.
It's 68 days.
Yeah, it's 30. And they actually changed the name. It's not called Barrow anymore. They changed it to a different name, but in 2016.
I saw an animation of how, because I knew it was dark for so many days, but I never saw animation of how it happens. And it's just Earth is tilted at
it starts tilting. Yeah,
the shadow just stays right in that. It's fucking so crazy, dude.
Yeah, and at the very beginning, too, whenever before they even like find the cell phones, they see the sun getting ready to go down too. Or I guess it's right after, and they're like, they say this is where, everybody brings their first date, is to see the sunset there. And they said, oh, this is going to be the last sunset for 30 days, the last time we see the suns for 30 days. And, it's man, it's like, as soon as the killing started, it's just brutal for the whole movie. And I watched the behind the scenes of the makeup stuff and the special effects.
I think I saw some of it's been a while.
Dude, first of all, they had a 10-foot, 12-foot table with just swaths of different color bloods and types of bloods. And then once they picked out, like, okay, this is going to be our main color human blood, this is going to be our main color vampire blood, they just were making it in giant vats because they used so much blood. All that blood you see from the aerial shots, that's actually all sprayed everywhere. The people, they a lot of the crew members that worked in the makeup department, it's their heads that are on the stick because they just used them. They didn't have to be any certain character, so they just pulled random people off of the shoot.
They built that whole fucking town.
Yeah.
And it was in
New Zealand.
So half of the cast were Kiwis.
Yeah,
it's crazy how they.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually saw a video of them building it, and that's pretty nuts. So they had the main street where it shows it, where they do most of the shooting is inside a soundstage. So they did a big.
Oh God!
They did all those houses in there. I think there were 7 or 8 of them, and then they actually built the other part of the city is actually just right outside the soundstage, but actually outside. And so it was crazy. They said this was, at the time at least, probably still is, unless Lindsay Lohan's new movie beats it. But this was the largest amount of snow they ever used on any set for a fake. Oh no! Why does I hate Doug Carlos here? Just here to talk shit to us.
He downloaded the wrong movie.
Yeah, but
I have to wait for the right moment. He said there's only one way I can get back into paper.
The amount of blood they use on this thing is insane. I mean, when that I don't know if you remember, there's an overhead shot of it going over the city, and there's just blood everywhere, and it's like all, you know, and when the interiors of all the houses, if you look in those, when they're like walking through, just incidentally, like there's blood all over everything, like because of them, you know, the previous murders from days ago. It was a graphic novel first.
Comic books. No graphic novels here. Graphic novels are for fucking nerds. Only nerds read graphic novels. Do you like graphic novels?
It depends on the graphic novel.
You like the anime ones, right?
No.
You don't like
I mean, The Walking Deads, I read The Walking Deads before they started making the movies, and those were graphic novels because
I have the first hardback.
Or they were called extended play comic books, maybe. Because they were just really thick comic books, which is all a graphic novel is, right?
Yeah, I have the first hardback when it has probably like 6 or 7, 10 comics in it.
Oh, yeah.
Make it into one comic.
Yeah, because they came out with like 4 of those, right? 4 or 5 of those.
It's probably worth at least $2.
Yeah, I think after like the third one of those,
What's going on over there?
Oh, nothing. Oh. I think after like the third one of those, it veered off. The TV show veered off from the comic book.
I think getting rid of what's his name was the original director from Shawshank.
What are you talking about?
He directed that whole first season.
Oh, of Walking Dead.
And then they fired him because they wanted to go in a different direction. He was like, "No, we need to
stick to the comic.
Let's do it off the comic. The comic's great. Why do you want to change it up?"
So dumb.
Dude, I love Dark Horse. I had the the Predator versus Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened to that.
All I know is I've got Punisher meets Archie, and Archie meets the Punisher, so that's good. But yeah, the vampires end up, you know, taking out the power plant, taking out the.
They just start fucking massacring everybody.
Yeah. But first, they take everything out. They take out the power plant. They take out the cell
helicopter.
towers. They take out the helicopter. You know, all kind of stuff.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. And hey, Mr. Monkey.
Hey.
But Mr. Yeah, the you know, the first kill that happens is the guy at the cell. I think he's at the cell tower.
Is it? I thought it was a power
because he comes out and there's all the like transmission stuff on top of it. And then the next people is there's a guy, 2 guys and a woman.
That was the oil.
Yeah, they were at the oil refinery, and they're like the next people that go, and they're like coming out and they're joking about gangbanging and stuff, and they're trying to figure out whose house to go to, and they're doing rock, paper, scissors on which dude's house they're going to go to, and the girl's like laughing, and you know, he calls her like a dirty bitch, and you know, you dirty little bitch. And then all of a sudden, fucking a vampire like just flies by really fast and yanks one into the dark. And they're like, what the fuck? And his body falls. And yeah, it's all like, he's like just completely, his neck's just ripped out.
Yeah.
And it's like blood pouring out. Like really, really good, really good makeup, man. Especially when you see like everything they did behind the scenes, you know, the little girl, like there's multiple heads get chopped off during this, and like, man, it's graphic, and like all that stuff was all.
While all this is going on, the stranger goes into the local cafe, and it's starting to be. Orders rum. He order rum.
He tries to order liquor. He asks for like whiskey and rum and stuff, and they're like, it's too, you know, it's illegal for these next 30 days. We can't serve alcohol.
That's crazy. I wonder why.
Well, they said that it's already too hard on people, like, because people get like fucked up when they don't have sunlight.
Fucking.
And so they.
You know, they have in Seattle. They have that suicide watch thing.
Because of SADS.
Because of
seasonal affective disorder.
They do the first suicide. They announce it. First suicide of the year. Like, it's crazy. Larry told me that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, so because of SADS, they don't allow alcohol. So then you just ask if you can get some raw meat, and they're like, you can get it either we only have it frozen or whatever, charred, and he's just he like grabs her. He grabs the waitress and he starts yelling at her, and the sheriff gets her, and he tries to start a fight with the sheriff.
And he's like, I don't talk to dead people. Well, I don't talk to dead man.
Yeah,
I like his role.
He says that in the jail. He says that to him in the jail.
Oh, I thought it was at the bar.
No, at the bar he's like threatening to fight him, but then his wife Stella
pulls a gun on him.
Yeah, pulls a gun on him, and it they get him into the jail, and that's when they start seeing all this weird shit happening, like the power going out, the all this stuff. Like there's a car flipped over. They're hearing, he finds the dead body, so he comes back into town, and he's like, everybody get home, get your guns, and lock the doors.
He
this isn't a
fucking
drill.
goes over there and finds the old man's head on a stake.
It's on a stake.
And that shit looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was nice because it was like, it looked like it had been ripped off by like a some kind of monster. It was all like dangly. It wasn't just like a clean cut. It was like all like fucked up.
Dangly.
And so he gets back, and that's when he's like, who are you with? And because he's like, they'll be here. They're coming for me. They'll be here. You'll see. And then he's like, ask him, who are they? And he says, I don't talk to dead men.
I don't talk to dead men.
Yeah. And man, it just got kind of brutal after that. I mean, it's pretty much just balls to the wall, like vampires
hiding in attics,
ripping people apart.
Who's the main vampire? He's from that one show.
Marlowe, Danny Hudson. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in Houston. I keep saying Hudson because he doesn't have an O in there. Danny Houston. He's been in like quite a bit of stuff. And yeah, a lot of these people had been in
that other show though that I started watching, the X-Files ripoff.
I don't know which one. The W Files. The Y cases. I don't know. But yeah, they man, it's crazy. They end up like trying to get away, and they're going to try to hide. And they do. They find like an attic, and they know where like one of the people that left town has like a hidden attic for some reason. And they get there. There's a group of, I think 10 of them or something that get up in there. And it's Josh Hartnett, the sheriff, Eben, his wife, Stella, his little brother, Jake. He had a grandma. The grandma, like, they found weed early in the show, just kind of strangely, and you find out the grandma's growing weed at her house because she has cancer. And cool. She was like, I never told you because I didn't want you to arrest me, and so I thought that was kind of funny. And
that's not, I'm thinking of, he looks just like that other guy from that show. You and Larry told me to watch it. I can't remember the fucking name. I started watching it. It was about paradoxes and different dimensions.
I don't remember.
He's an old scientist and his son.
Oh, yeah. Fringe?
Fringe. I thought that was him.
Oh, no.
It looks like him, though, right? A little bit?
Yeah, I could see where that looks like him.
Damn, this whole time. That's why I like this movie. Now I don't fucking like it anymore. It's not the same
guy from Fringe is the guy who's sitting on the throne in Gondor. Who makes
yes.
Who like doesn't care that his sons die.
See, don't they look alike a little bit?
No, they look alike.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, I think he looks more like Vincent D'Onofrio than he does that guy, but.
So this is a little off tangent, but you brought up Gondor.
Yeah.
So the guy that plays the king, right?
Yeah.
You know how he's going crazy? He starts going crazy, right?
The guy that plays the king?
Yeah, he's the one that's eating all the fucking tomatoes.
Oh, the one that's playing the.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He's not the king. He's just like the steward. He's the steward of the throne.
Okay.
Until the king returns.
I can't remember. I need to watch him. It's been a while. So they're saying that he was going mad because of his son. No, that's not there's like a crazy. They put a lot of thought into this. So when you're that rich and powerful. Pure pewter was used on plates and dishes. Well, if you ate your food off of pewter, it fucking made you sick and it affected your brain. and they made sure you looked while he's eating off the plate, and that's pewter plates. And they said Peter Jackson actually put that in the movie to see if people would notice why he was going mad. So people thought he was just insane from his son, but no.
I just thought he was an asshole.
No, he was going insane slowly but surely because of the pewter he was eating off of.
And he probably had cats too, and they like were pissing everywhere.
Yeah,
so he's
once you
smelling
get
that ammonia.
That fucking cat piss disease. Yeah, that was my little offshoot story.
Yeah,
it's cool, right?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I gotta remember to tell Doug that, and I forgot until you said something right now.
Yeah, so they go to hide in the attic, and at one point there's like this old man up there with them, that the helicopter pilot's dad, and that's me. He's like losing his, I mean, he's like he's got like Alzheimer's or something. So he's like, he wakes up and he's asking for his wife. Yep. And this is like, you see, this is after they say it's been 18 days.
I'm going to get up and be like, Doug, where's Papacito?
He just like goes downstairs. And like he opens the attic thing and goes downstairs, and like his son wakes up and runs after him, and Stella runs down there. And I
like how they didn't show him dying, because I think it would have been too much.
Grampsies.
They show them grabbing the son.
Yeah,
but so they show nothing with the old dad.
Yeah, he says, let me just go to the bathroom first. So he goes in the bathroom and he climbs out the frickin' window. And so the son takes off running after him. So then the vampires see him, and that leads to them being that leads to like Bo being like, I'm tired of waiting, I'm going to go out there. And they're like, no, don't go out there, we need your protection. And
Bo's the deputy, right?
No. Bo is the hard-headed guy that kind of the loner in the town that he gives the ticket to at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And so Billy is the deputy.
From Sons of Anarchy. That's all I see that guy. Yeah. In. That's all I see him in every movie.
They go out, they venture out, and they see a light coming from Billy's house from the attic, so that they're like, oh, Billy's over there, we need to go like try to get him. They freaking get over there.
That's when he says he fucking massacred his family.
Yeah, so they all like, I don't know why they're trying to get out of the attic, but they're like, why they don't wait it out. I guess it would make the movie boring.
Yeah, but
yeah, they go up and they do find him, and he's like, I think they had already got back to the police station for some reason. I don't know what they were going to try to do. I can't remember. But they go and try to go out, and one of the guys, they find out he's killed his family, and then he's like, I was going to kill myself, but then the gun malfunctioned. I'm like, bitch, whatever. You like killed your whole family, and then you were afraid to die. But yeah, there's
what does it say? Don't be about it. I can't remember what she says.
And then, but while they're out, at one point, one of the times where they go out, like, Josh Hartnett is, Sheriff Eben is like hiding under a house, and he sees somebody else hiding under a house, and he's like, I'll come to you. So he like gets over there, and the guy's like, I don't feel good, my leg hurts, they got my wife, all this. So he's like, well, come back with me, like we'll get out here. Yeah. And they start to go back, and he gets out from under the house, and he's like, I don't feel good. And you see his teeth are all sharp.
He gets all crazy on him.
He's like, I'm so hungry. Yeah, and he gets all crazy. So I think that's where he realizes, oh shit, if they bite you, you turn into one of them.
That's a cool scene. That's when he grabs that axe and
cuts his head off, and it's freaking graphic. Like
they show the fucking axe going into his neck, and he's all hanging and shit.
Yeah, it was good, and that was good. And he gets back, and everything. But once they go and get Billy, they get him back, and it's just like everything's all messed up. Like they try. I don't know why they try to get back to maybe the attic is compromised at that point. I don't know, but they go back to the station, and they have, but there's like everybody's missing. They're like, where'd they go? And so, they have Billy, and it's Stella, and they're like, maybe they tried to get up to the utilidor, which is like the kind of the utility, the trash, where they like take all the trash and all this different stuff, and so they're like maybe they went to get up there, and they try to get up there, the three of them, and they see some vampires, so they hide under a house, and then it ends up there's the little girl is walking down the street just covered in blood, and they grab her. The lady, Stella, calls out for her, and she gets her into the house, but then the vampires see them.
When they're at the utilidor, you forgot that one fucking crazy death scene when they throw that vampire in that fucking.
Oh
grinder.
yeah, I hadn't got to that yet.
Oh, I thought did they go back?
No, because they hadn't got to the utilidor yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they weren't.
They get to the utilidor. Billy and Evan get separated from Stella and the little girl, and they make a run for the utilidor. And when they get there, all the people are there. They did get up there, and which is weird that they left without telling anybody. But then they're like, is Stella and whatever the little girl's name, Gail, I think was the little girl's name, Stella and Gail here? And they're like, no, they're not here. So they're like, oh shit, where are they? And they're like trying to call for them on the radio. But then there's a vampire followed them to.
That's right. He crawls through
the thing, and he gets in there and he attacks Billy, and they have this like crazy grinder that they grind all the metal and
those things are fucking terrifying.
I know, because they're real. The place I lived in California had one.
They've thrown like fucking straight 6 engines in that bitch, solid metal, and it just grinds it up.
They bounce around for a minute and then just go.
Once it gets caught in that grip, dude. So imagine a body that's fucking like butter. Yeah. Butter and a hot knife.
So Billy's fighting him, and he bites Billy, and Billy like throws him over. They throw him into the grinder, but then Billy comes up and he's like, and his arm had got grinded off. So he's like just got like a stump like here with like a bone sticking out, and he's sitting there, but then he starts like making the vampire noise, and you can see him like kind of changing, and fucking Josh Hartnett again.
Off with his head.
Chops his head off with an axe.
Dude, once you do it once, dude, we
missed a part too.
The little girl?
There's a part where they venture out of the attic
to go get supplies.
To go get food, and they go to this grocery store, and there's a little girl sitting there, and they're like, they say something to her, and she says something like, I'm tired of playing with this one. Or I'm tired of this one. And she turns, and she's the most fucking evil looking vampire child ever. And she goes, do you want to play? And she just attacks them. And like she flies at one of them. Oh, it was so cool.
They said she has a tattoo on her arm.
I didn't see that. I saw that on the thing, and I want to look at it. I mean, that's an actual little girl. Like, I don't know why she would have a tattoo on her arm unless they put it on after she became a vampire. I don't know.
I think it's somebody just threw it in there because they were like, it's from this metal industrial band. I think.
Insterzinde Nubaten.
Is it a real band?
Yeah. Insterzinde Nubaten.
Fuck. Don't tell me you went on tour with them. Okay. So.
Their logo looks like this. You've probably seen it before. It's like this, and then it's got like this thing. It kind of looks like a person.
Nope, never seen it before in my life. But I think it was just them throwing a shade on their name.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's I don't think it's real. Yeah, people can post shit if they want.
Yeah.
And when I read it, I was like, that's bullshit. But I just wanted to. That's why I asked you.
Yeah. I also realized like they were, whenever you look at, I've become more leery of the trivia in IMDb, because like there's even one on this one that says like, the name of the airport is the actual name of the airport in Barlow. And Utqiagvik, that's the new name of the town. Utqiagvik. That's what it's called now. Utqiagvik, Alaska. They changed it back to the indigenous name. So they but somebody was like, this and this, because it's two names, are actually airports in Oklahoma. And I'm like,
Yeah, I saw that.
But that's the actual name of the airport in Barlow. So that's kind of like, whatever. And Barlow's actually a big fucking place. Like, there's like over 5,000 people that live there. It's not like 400 like in the movie. It's like 5,000 people. So, it's not like a tiny place or anything. And they have flights every day year round, even when it's dark. So
They'll pay you to move to Alaska.
I know. I think I might move up there. Here's the one thing that when you first see the sign, whenever it shows the city sign, it says, "Beware of polar bears." And then in the town square, there's like a big statue of a polar bear. Man, how fucking awesome would it be if the vampires would have had to fight a polar bear?
They didn't think out of the box.
Or if they killed the polar bear, like it just showed them eating a polar bear just to show how tough
and
they
couldn't
were.
Kill it, and it turns into a polar bear vampire.
Well, I mean, I don't really care. I just wish a polar bear, since they set, they say something about a polar bear on the sign, and then they have a sculpture or a stuffed polar bear in the town square. I wish at some point a freaking polar bear vampire fight would have happened. I feel like if a polar bear would have smelled that much blood in the air from over 100 people,
shit.
he might have come looking around. And so it would have been cool to do a polar bear fight.
It needs to be remade now.
I know. So they're in that.
Yeah, we're still talking about the little girl, right?
Yeah, the little girl attacks them. This is way further earlier in the movie when they're still in the attic and they're trying to get supplies. And they like fight her off, and they grab her and pin her to the wall.
Here comes old Josh.
Dude. No, it wasn't Josh. It was his little brother.
Oh, his little brother. That's right. Because he's all freaking out.
Jake. Yeah, he's like, she was just a little girl. And dude, they chop her right in the throat, and blood's like. And I saw how they did that. So that was a mix of practical and CGI. So they actually had her throat, like a silicone mold of her throat, and had that on, a green screen thing with tubes and everything in it for the blood. And they had an axe on like a pivot thing where it would chop it perfect. And so they chop it and like the blood flies out, the practical blood and the practical chop. And then they just composite that onto her. Like when they held her in place, whenever they had her there, they used a computer to put that practical effect onto her. So it
looks fucking real.
It looks real. It looks real because the effect is actually real. It's just composited onto her. So
they didn't want him to use that scene. Did it say about that in the?
I didn't see it. I didn't really read much of the trivia. I just watched all the behind the scenes.
It wasn't in the trivia. I've read it somewhere else. So I maybe in like a Room Org, I think I read it somewhere. But they told him you can't use that. Like you can't chop off a little girl's head in the movie.
No, they did.
And he was like, no, I'm keeping it in. It's a fucking vampire. It goes with the movie. So they were like, okay. Like I don't know. I guess they liked him. Maybe he was a sweet guy, but they didn't even fight it,
dude.
Because that shit should have got, the end fucking...
Yeah, MPAA.
They're fucking assholes.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. So good. It's just, the gore in this movie, this has been one of my favorite vampire movies for a long time, and I saw it when it came out, and that's been, it came out in 2007, so that's been 14 years.
I think I probably saw it maybe like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was late to the party.
Yeah, and
I was like, that's a stupid name, 30 Days of Night. What the fuck does that even mean? NITE, like night. But then I was like, oh, nice.
I wish it was 30 Days of Night, and it was Batman, and Batman fought him. 30 Days of the Dark Knight. Batman fighting...
What would it be called?
30 Days of Dark Knight.
Oh, 30 Days of Dark Knight. Oh,
and it would be like bad Batman fighting vampires.
Dude, Batman he has that fucking...
Utility belt?
No, he has that cowl, dude. He wouldn't get bit anywhere. He'd have
his hands.
No, he has those fucking Kevlar fucking gloves. His whole suit is Kevlar now.
But all it takes is enough of them to hold him down and pull his suit off.
Pull his Kevlar cod piece off?
Yeah, man, whenever they decide to fight back against the vampires before they get up to the town, up to the utilidor, the that one guy who's like kind of the hot-headed stranger guy, Mark Boone Jr., Bo Brown, yeah, Bo Bauer, he is like, he's kind of like, fuck it, I'm going out. You know, he's like, he had already said, like, I can kill anything. He's kind of like the Alaskan hunter guy. He was like, I live here because it's the last place there's any real freedom, you know? Like, he's like, just so, like, loner adventurer kind of, you know, off the grid kind of dude. He jumps in the trencher and just like comes out full bore, like just into the crowd of vampires, and he's just swinging it around. He chops a bunch of them up. Like he has bear traps on the back of it, so like whenever they jump on there, like they get stuck in the bear trap. Dude, he's got a shotgun. Like he blows a couple of them's like head off, like just blows their head completely off. You know, like there's a couple that fall onto the trencher and get cut in half. That trencher was real, and I saw the behind the scenes on that. The stunt guys are just walking up and like going like this because those blades they put on it were foam, but they were really moving. So like it was like when and hitting them, but it was like,
fuck? That's crazy.
But it was actual foam.
I haven't seen. I need to watch the features again.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
cool, man. The makeup stuff. You know, Weta did that, and they did a lot of stuff. I mean, they worked on Lord of the Rings. They worked on like shit forever. But
their stuff, I think, is better than Industrial Light and Magic.
They got some good stuff.
Y'all didn't see the second Lord of the Rings. What's it called?
Yeah, Two Towers.
The Two Towers, dude. Gollum in that is fucking ridiculous. I
think the thing about them is they mix. They're not only just a FX house for practical effects, they're also a digital house, and so it's their same team, so they work together like so well doing this stuff. And
District 9, fuck,
yeah.
Those aliens, dude.
Yeah, dude.
When I
really
went
cool
into the
stuff.
theater and saw that, I was like, holy shit, those things look so real. Even the gore in that, the explosions,
and probably like every major Hollywood person has worked for Weta at some point, but.
Yeah, I like them better than Industrial.
Yeah.
They're Industrial Light and Magic, their shit's kind of whack sometimes.
Yeah, but he, you know, he comes out and chops up a bunch of them with that thing and is running over them, just shooting them, and then he like, you know, he kind of gets overtaken and he plows into one of the main buildings and gets out, and he has like a box of, I guess it's not dynamite. It looks like it's just a box of flares, but he lights one and then lights another one. And when a couple of the vampires come in, he throws it in there and it's like, you know, and like, lights it all up. And that,
if it was that many sticks of dynamite, it would have blown up a whole fucking block.
I don't think it was supposed to be dynamite. I think it was just supposed to be flares that like all ignited up. But, that part, he gets out and he's like kind of trying to crawl away. And Marlowe, the main vampire, walks up and he's like, tells him, you know,
Das Vidanya.
I don't know what he says, but he's basically like, you're weak and you're a plague, you know, like he calls him that. And then he like crushes his head with his foot, like he stands on his head. And that was a real practical effect too. Like they had a crush away skull with a mold of his face on it. It's cool that I saw a picture of him holding his own head next to him. It looked just like him. They do such a good job of not making the heads look fake. So it's like really cool. And yeah, but then they're all up at that utilidor and
that's when he gets a walkie-talkie call from what's her face.
Yeah, and she's
his wife, and she's like, I'm trapped underneath. And they find barrels of oil and they start.
No, they actually like cut holes in the pipeline.
Oh, I thought there was barrels they found.
No, it shows the pipeline and there's holes in it, and they cut it because they're trying to make it look like an industrial accident.
With fucking punctured holes in it.
Because they tell him, they say, like, we can't leave any evidence that we were ever here. We spent centuries making humans believe we don't exist.
That's
and
cool.
So they have to kill everyone.
That would be cool if he was like Dracula.
Yeah.
Like he was Dracula. He's the OG.
Yeah. And at that point, it's like Josh Hartnett's like, Sheriff Eben is like,
she's like, I'm either going to burn to death or get out from under the car and they're going to kill us.
Yeah. And so he's like, I've got to do something. And this crazy motherfucker injects
vampire blood,
some of the vampire blood into himself so he can make himself strong enough to fight him. And
that right there, that's a boss move.
That's love for your family right there.
Fucking boss moves right there. Motherfucker doing boss moves the whole movie. Chopping off vampires' heads, and then guess what? I'm a vampire now.
And that was like, he goes walking down into the town with like his hoodie on, and Marlowe, not Barlow, Marlowe says this is the one that fights, like in their language, and he's like gonna start fighting him. And then as soon as, Eben gets close to him, he pulls his hood off, and you see that he's a vampire now. So he's got the vampire strength, which, this lore, I guess, is if you're a vampire, you're just as strong from day one. A lot of vampire lore is, the rules are basically the longer you're a vampire, the stronger you are. But that doesn't seem to be the case in this one.
It's just like an Interview with a Vampire. He's all weak, and he needs to feed first.
Yeah.
No, this one you're automatically fucking badass.
Yeah, so he starts fighting him, and the fight goes on for a little while, and then there's one the Marlowe jumps in the air and is like coming towards him, and Josh Hartnett just kind of goes back and punches him like right through the mouth, and his hand comes out the back of his head. Cuz he's like screaming as he's coming down. He's like and he's like just punches right through his face and his.
At that point, he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. And like it's totally like pack animals. Like it's.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like when they do it. They're like fucking. They're animals. They're animals
so that the alpha gets killed.
So they're like, oh fuck.
Alpha gets killed. Go. Yeah, they like start backing off, and they say something like, he hasn't lost his humanity yet. Eben hasn't, and he's talking to the others, and he's like, they're leaving. Should we go after them? Should I go after them? And they're like, well, the sun's going to be up in a few minutes, or the sun's coming up in an hour or something like that. And then you realize, like, oh shit, the sun's coming up in an hour. Like, what are you going to do? And the entire town is pretty much burnt down at that point, except for the big utility place.
That ending, dude.
Dude, the ending.
I was like, what the fuck?
The ending is like, he knows he's a vampire. He doesn't want to be a vampire. Him and his wife go to the place where everybody says that they take their first date to watch the sun come up.
I'm not gonna cry.
And the sun starts coming up, and they're just hugging, and you just slowly. I thought this was really.
He did a good job because he you can tell he's in pain, and he buries himself into her to comfort, so she can comfort him.
Yeah, and she's crying, and he just slowly turns black and starts just kind of ashing away.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And you hear him and he just disintegrates, and I was like, oh fuck. That was fucking hardcore. I mean, I guess, I don't know, it could have went a different way, but I did not see it.
You didn't see him just you thought oh, maybe they'll find a cure or something.
No, or maybe he'll fucking go with them, or I don't know. Anything but that, but then, I mean, it just made the movie better, actually.
Yeah,
because it was sad. Fuck, they ain't no good ending here.
Yeah.
So that's where that ends, and that was probably one of my favorite vampire movies, besides Blade 2. Nobody can fuck with Blade 2.
And they did a sequel a year or two later, because this thing did pretty good. I think it did. I think
It was a 30 million budget. It made 75 million, I think.
Yeah, before video sales or anything. So yeah, I mean that's
now it's
just
a cult.
box
It's a
office,
cult
so,
classic now.
Yeah, so I think it probably did pretty good. I mean, if you compared that to today, that would be around like 40. I think I looked it up. I mean, I did look it up. I think it was like 43 million would be the equivalent to spend, and that's like not that much considering how crazy the production was. Like a lot of the night shots they did day for night, but a lot of it they did a big long stretch where they filmed at night every night, and they were using moonlights for in the town. They just had 2 giant moonlights because there wasn't supposed to be any other light other than the moon, so they used like the tower lights just from above. So I thought that was pretty cool. They said they were shooting so much at night, and the crew was so like out of it. They were like, we were going the main guy, the main vampire guy, Danny Houston, he said that, it was weird because we were ending up wrapping and going to bed when everybody else was getting ready to go to work, and for weeks and weeks. And they said the production person on like one of the behind the scenes thing that was doing all the coffee runs and stuff said that they went through 20,000 cups of coffee during that shooting.
Oh, I thought you were going to say gallons. I was like, holy
20,000 cups of coffee during that shooting. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. Well, yeah. I never saw any of the sequel or the prequel. The prequel was on fear.net, which it's probably still on there. Does fear.net still exist?
I think it's just called Fear.
It's just Fear now, right? Okay.
But can you watch it on TV, or you just gotta watch it on your fucking phone?
I think you just have to watch it on the computer or phone.
Oh god, I hate that shit.
And then, unless they have a channel now, then they did a sequel that went straight to video, which I never saw. I never saw either one of them. I didn't see the prequel or the sequel, and I think it's because a lot of times I'll see a movie like this, and then I'll hear there's a sequel, but it's like a straight to video sequel. So I'm like, well, that's got to be bad. Like somebody wanted to make it because they worked on the original one, but they don't. No studio wants to back it. That's how I feel.
There's some good ones out there. Joe Dirt Part 2. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed. And then one day I was like, Joe Dirt 2? Yeah. What in the fuck? That was great. Yeah, all those comic books I have of it. I was at Half Price Bookstore. And you gotta dig, dude. And I found...
They don't put shit in order.
I happened to find almost the whole series for like $0.25 a piece.
Dude.
In plastics with the backing boards.
That's cool.
So they're like in mint condition.
Half Price Book is great,
so
except for, like, they have no order to anything. It's like, oh, you want to use DVD? They're over there. And it's just DVDs, just piled.
Their books are. If you ask them where a book is,
the books are pretty good, but like movies and comics are like just mixed all together.
I'll tell you a secret. That's where I found Fangoria #1.
Really? At Half Price Books?
At Half Price Books.
That's crazy.
And issue #9.
That's kind of nuts.
And I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I think my mom threw away and burned all my Fangorias. That stuff just slowly disappeared out of my house.
My mom did that with my Ouija board.
Oh, my mom still talks about like how evil Ouija boards are and you shouldn't have them.
They're not evil. You just got to close them at the end. You got to say, hasta la bye-bye.
Hasta la go away. That ending, man, I think that also just made me like, I don't want to see a sequel to this. What are they gonna do? Like, the shitty vampires that weren't the cool ones got away, and they make a sequel? Like, I don't want to care.
I wouldn't watch it.
I don't want to.
Like, I wasn't going to watch the rest of the Screams, but shit, you started talking about them, and I'm like, fuck. No.
Are you going to watch them?
Yes. Well,
I like the...
I have 1, 2, and 3. So.
I like the Screams. So, they're good because they all wrap in a very good way. And even the third one, you're like, fuck, because it throws it back to the first one. It's like so good, I think. Oh yeah, I wrote it down. It's like they have a mass exodus every year, and they're left with 150 people in the town. There were 152 left once everybody
I wouldn't
left.
leave. I would stay there. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but man,
slowly go crazy.
yeah. So what do you think like your favorite parts of it are?
I like the whole movie.
Me too. Me too. There's really not. I mean, I like my favorite part is where
it has a good pace. The whole movie has a good pace. It does. There's no slow parts. Storyline's great. Josh Hartnett's a babe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite part is when they're shutting the last people out of the oil pipeline, the two guys and the girl, and they're just rock, paper, scissoring over whose house it's the girl's going to go to.
To go gangbang?
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
No, I think really my favorite part is like, I mean, it has a great story. It's like it's really a love story, kind of, rekindling the flame love story.
And then he winds up burning.
Yeah, rekindle the flame.
Rekindle the flame.
But
rekindle his fucking sack.
The makeup is so good.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, just this. I want to say special effects, so it's like a lot of blended, but man, it's so good. That's even if you're a fan of gore, this is great, but it's also a great story, and that's what I like. The thing I don't like, the only thing that I would say I don't like about this is how they skip time so much.
That's what I was, yeah. That's
like
what I didn't
you
like.
go from like day one or two,
it
all
feels
the
like
way.
It's just overnight.
Yeah,
or a couple
the whole
nights.
movie feels like it's one night. They don't do a good job of like, of making it seem like they skip time. Like you go from day 1 to day 18, and they're like, I guess we need to go get some Oreos from the store. They're not like, oh my god, they don't show any progression of like, holy shit, we're out of food and water, which they didn't take anything with them to that.
Could have at least added some stubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think if they would have added stubble.
That was the other thing, is like by the end of 30 days, like Josh Hartnett would probably have a full beard. Like that was what I was also going to say about the time is you're 30 days into this thing and they look exactly like they were. They weren't dirty. They weren't like.
At least say like, oh man, I can't wait to take a shower or something.
Yeah.
Anything to say that they've been out.
Yeah.
In this fucking attic for 18 days.
I mean, they've been like shitting and pissing and eating junk food for 30 days, but they look great.
Yeah.
So
that's the only gripe I have.
Yeah, that's really my only gripe about this movie is that, and I think maybe a lot of people might not notice that, but I think that adds to making it feel like it's just like a day or two instead of 30 days.
I always look at shit like that. I'm like, hey, man, come on.
Yeah, so that's like my only real gripe. But other than that, I love this thing.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So,
what I always say, if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it.
Yeah. So, I don't really have anything else to say about this one. Necessarily.
What do we have coming up?
I don't even have to do this. Like, there's I mean, I'm going to just because I like doing this, but let's see. Boom. One more day.
Damn.
Halloween ends.
Guess what tomorrow is, people?
It's Halloween.
It's
and it ends.
Halloween, and it ends. You know what? It wasn't really a pain in the ass.
What?
I mean, it kicked my ass on gas.
Driving all the way to the northwest side.
Yeah, it kicked my ass on gas. I mean, I had to put gas, so I haven't really been eating a lot. Because all the money...
looking pretty good.
All the money went on gas, but...
Gas and haircuts. You got like 2 haircuts during this.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. It was still fun talking about every fucking movie. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learning stuff I didn't know from you and me just throwing some stupid shit out there. It was fun. I loved it.
I just love movies. They're my favorite.
Next Halloween, we're doing 2 streams a day for 31 days.
3.
3?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be back to back, so it's really just going to be like 6 hours of streaming. But we'll change shirts.
Fuck that. We're not doing that.
Hell no. I think we need to figure out some cool stuff to do, though. Some on-location stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Hey, what's up, Frankie? I'm trying to figure some stuff out where we can go somewhere and actually stream at a new release.
If we could stream from like the Texas Chainsaw Barbecue place, that'd be cool. If we could stream that's not too far away. It's up near Smithville, I hear. If we could do like a couple showings, dang, if we could do like an actual showing at the Draft House, but us like do a podcast right after, that'd be awesome.
That's what I want to try to do.
I want to do that too. So.
And I have to figure out, because it would be cool to just get all the people that follow us and all friends to go to the.
Yeah, I mean, if we rent the Draft House, we can do $5 tickets, and we won't lose too much money.
Too much.
If we pick a movie that people that don't know who we are will come to as well, you know, get Draft House to post it up.
That'd be cool. So yeah, so what do you think?
I don't really have anything else to say about this one. I do want to know what you did watch. You watched some more of the
Dreams of the Witch House.
Yeah, you watched that last night.
Yeah, it's from the director.
I still need to see it. I still need to watch it.
It's a female director of one of the Twilight movies that did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
this guy that directed this actually directed one of the Twilight movies too.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, it was. I had never read the story. I know Stuart Gordon did Dreams of a Witch House for Masters of Horror, but I never saw that one. And I don't know.
Is that in season 2?
No, it's in the first season.
Oh, it is? Okay.
And I haven't seen it. And so I had no idea. I have no idea what it was about. So I saw it last night. I watched it last night. And it was interesting. It's pretty good. The makeup's good. It's a cool story. It has
Rupert Grint.
Yeah, from Harry Potter.
It also has DJ Qualls in it. But I don't know what he plays I don't know what any of them play.
I did not see him in that show at all.
Yeah, I know he's in it.
I wonder if he plays the witch.
Possibly.
What the fuck?
Is the witch a scrawny white man?
I'm not even going to tell you what the witch looks like.
Okay.
Like that's why I'm like, I wonder if he played. It's pretty fucking creepy. So man, I'm gonna have to look that up. Fuck, I totally forgot when I saw it at the beginning.
When I was looking at IMDb, when I was looking at the last episode I saw, which was Pickman's Model. I saw, because I was just looking at the episode guide, and I saw the next episode, and it said Rupert Grint, DJ Qualls.
Wait, who is he again?
DJ Qualls? He's like that nerdy guy from the 90s
I figured
movies.
that was him.
Yeah.
So I saw that at the beginning, and I was like, oh shit, he's in this fancy hour-long show. And then I just realized I didn't fucking see him the whole show.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Dude, I bet you he was a witch. Fuck, I'm going to look that shit up.
He could have been.
Yeah, definitely watch that series, guys. It's fucking great. I mean, I still think Midnight Mass is better. I love Midnight Mass. That's like my favorite horror series.
Yeah, but that's that's a full story where these are anthologies.
Yeah, I guess it would be an anthology.
Yeah.
I like this better than Masters of Horror. So I guess that would be.
Well, I think like probably when Masters of Horror came out, when was that? What year was that?
Masters of Horror would fucking kill now.
I know. Well, they would also put more money into it, and it would be a lot.
Actually, Masters of Horror, their fucking budget was pretty good.
Okay.
The makeup and shit is really fucking good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need to watch that shit. I lend you the first season.
Well, I can't do anything until after tomorrow night.
Oh man, after tomorrow night, dude.
It's like I'm gonna write a novel after tomorrow night. It's like I'm gonna feel like I have so much more free time.
Yeah, actually, it puts it in perspective how much fucking time you have.
You waste. I know. I was just telling Em that today. I was like, I feel like I waste now after doing this, and I'm like, okay, we're able to work on this for 3 to 4 hours every night. The next morning I have to work on getting it all ready to upload to YouTube, and that takes me about 45 minutes. I'm like, what do I usually do during that time?
I watch the movie, I research, do notes. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, once you add in actually like the watching the movie and doing notes, like
that's sometimes like 3 hours, and then 3 hours doing this, 2 hours. Yeah, it's fucking
it's crazy.
Nuts.
I mean, we're here an hour before we start, just getting everything, making sure everything's set up.
Getting rid of all the rats and shit. There's always fucking rats. We have to fucking duct tape all the wires. Pinche ratas.
Yeah. So.
I'm surprised they haven't gotten into any of the pictures and shit.
If they start eating my VHS, I'm going to be so pissed.
You gotta be careful, dude. They love paper.
The majority of the VHS are just the covers. I kept the actual VHS at home.
Yeah, because they love tape.
I didn't want to leave them here.
They love tape.
So, I don't know. You got anything else?
No, I think I'm good, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so tomorrow, man, Hey, Hazel. Tomorrow, last day, man.
Yeah, last day.
I'm gonna have so much free time. I already booked my ticket. I'm fucking going out of town for a week.
I'm going to Fiji.
I'll be gone. Y'all ain't gonna hear from me for a week.
That's where all the people from Australia and New Zealand go for their vacations.
I don't have a lot of money, but I'm not gonna eat, but I'm just gonna go and live off the land.
Go to Mexico. Just go to Mexico. It's cheap.
I'm serious, dude. I want to move there.
We gotta wait. God dang, my phone just keeps going off. Sorry.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Everybody that tuned in, thanks for listening to us ramble on about vampire movies and fucking witches. Mr. Monkey, thank you. Hazel, Frankie, Percio. Thanks, everybody. Until tomorrow.
Tune in and talk shit.